to present here like how to do and how ANSYS will basically help you in doing the design and development of your electric vehicle system. So let me share my screen. Okay, so uh, uh, okay, uh, I will share the entire screen. Then it will be okay. Okay. Now, sir, is please
Yes,
confirm is my screen is visible?
it is visible, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Now it is
Today's
full
is
screen.
okay. Thank you, sir. Today, what we will basically discuss about like how we will go for before going to that hardware. How this software will basically help you in doing all the design process, and that will basically replicate your whole idea behind designing or doing some new research. Like you will thought something, and the thought came to the mind, and you just want to implement that thought, but going to that hardware will cost you a lot. So then people basically think procedure, this process, what type of result I will get. If I changes the design of the motor, what was the result I will get. So and if I will do some changes in power electronic devices, so these things will be easily can do by the ANSYS software is there. That software will basically help you in doing your final designing and going from prototyping to final simulation to going to that hardware part. So ANSYS basically consists of that ANSYS is a basically a pervasive simulation, and that will basically help you in doing the like all physics is considered under that like design, and this will basically reduce your time, manufacturing operations. So in product and ideation, like uh, like I have already told you, you can easily able to lock your idea at the early designing phase by using the ANSYS discovery is there. And then we have then you have go to that design, and then this designing will basically reduce your development time, and this will also make your system as a familiar, like you can easily able to change the material of the component before going to manufacturing part. And then you will go for like manufacturing, and this will basically reduce the weight by 25%. So we have customers, so they are basically using that optimization and additive manufacturing technique, so that will basically make them user friendly software is there. So then you can easily go for designing and manufacturing, and then you can go for operational part, like this will basically increase your performance 10 to 20%, 20% reduction. And how this will do that by using that, your maintenance cost will be less. So ANSYS basically provide a best of the breed simulation in all major physics, like it is a connection between electrical and mechanical designing is there, so you can easily able to do the co-simulation with that. And these are the platforms which basically are provided, like in this platform it is present a material information, and that material information ANSYS have a granta. So from that granta you will able to assess 2000, nearly more than 2000 elements are there. So you can easily able to use that elements, and you can easily able to analyze that. And then we you can do the fluids, structural, electromagnetism, electromagnetics, and the semiconductor power, and the embedded software, and the opticals design. So these are the our world class companies like ABB, uh, and PNG, and the Philips, and these are the our academic customers of the India. Like they are basically most of the prestigious institute like IITs, and some NITs are also there. And now we will basically focus on ANSYS solution for electric vehicle. So what ANSYS will basically provides a simulation, and in that simulation you will basically able to design a virtual lab for your electric vehicle. That virtual lab can be accessed anytime, anywhere, and at any skill level. And you can also do the and solve the physical, theoretical, mathematical equation to simulate engineering, physics, and fluid dynamics, and the material science, electromagnetic system. So these things can be easily designed. And the four major area in which electric vehicles are basically categorized as a battery and the battery management system, and an electrical machine, power electronics, and the powertrain system integration. So these are all connected with each other. Like before going to designing, first we basically have to design a battery, and after selecting that battery, then we have to go for machine, and then how to control that machine. So then we require a power electronics devices, and after that we have to make a integration of all these three, like battery and the battery management system, electrical machine, and the power electronics in a same powertrain form. So that we basically have to connect it, and we have to check what was the result and the output we are getting for the our electric vehicle. Like at some part of the road, your electric vehicle required your electric vehicle basically required more power from the battery, and some part it required less according to the road condition, according to the gradient of the inclination angle of the road. Many factors which basically like weight of the electric vehicle is also a main area. So these things we have to be considered before designing our electric vehicle, or design and develop electric vehicle part. So first we will discuss about the battery and the battery management system. uh, like we already know what is the main goal behind designing electric battery. So the cost of the battery, right nowadays when you go through it and when you have to select the battery, like lithium ion battery is there, lithium hydrogen battery is also there, and hydrogen fuel cell is also there.
Dear participants, there might be a network issue. He will be joining soon.
The problems related to like how to improve the power density of the battery, and how to increase the charge and the discharging cycle for the battery, and what was the operational life while meeting design requirement, and what was the safety regulation it provides. So these are the things we basically have to focus when we are going for finally and designing and selecting our battery. Material of the battery are like reusable battery or not. So these things we take into consideration, and for that with a team of electrical and thermal and the mechanical team, we required software and the software team for the battery management system and the system integration. Uh, how to design that battery? So for designing battery, you basically required a cell and the performance. Like you can see, your paper is quoted as predicts the global discharge characteristics that are consistent with the experimental result. Why? The internet, I think so. A sale and the broad performance is there. And we have the increase sale and the energy, the how to increase the power density, how to reduce the battery weight and the volume ratio, and how to reduce the overall cost and improve the battery life. So that we basically think of it, and like, what the benefit we will provide by using this. Answers will basically give you a predict the performance at the different discharge rate, and you
Sir,
can easily able to. Yes,
Karthik
sir.
sir, sorry to interrupt. I think screen. Okay, now it is. Now it has come. Yes.
We have to predict the performance of the discharge rate, and we can also able to design the sensitivity of the cell parameters, like particle size, diffusion, and the performance, and how to minimize the weight by volume ratio by using the optimization. So this basically give you. Okay, so my screen is okay. Now we have a battery model and the thermal management system. So that battery model and the thermal management system, we first required a cell. We have designed the cell, and now what we will do, we will have to connect with the end plates. So cell is designed, and now we have end plate. So that connection will create a model mesh, and that will and then after designing the model and after creating that model, we require to do analyze like the temperature contour analysis, current density contour. So red color part is there, so this will give us information like that part is red, and also have the density contour, so basically give you information like what was the label of the current density present there. So from there and that part, we will next we can design the cooling system for that whole designing, like how to create the cooling system, and the how to which part is
Hello,
hot condition is there or not. Sir,
Yes,
Karthikesh
sir.
ji, I will
hello.
interrupt. Is visuals coming in other people's?
Yes, sir. Slides
Oh,
are visible.
sorry. Maybe my network is the issue. Sorry for interruption, sir. Please
No
carry on, sir.
problem. No
Sorry.
problem.
Okay. uh, is my battery model and the pack and the thermal abuse and runaway mitigation case is visible?
Yes, it is visible, sir.
Okay.
It
What we had already done, we have designed the battery from the cell to model. Now what we will do, we will do the thermal abuse and runaway test for our designed battery. So now you can see without a good or the good heat sink, uh, without we are basically using that not good heat sink is designed. So temperature it will reach nearly 618, and when you provide a steering system or the heat sink designing, so this will basically reduce that thermal abuse, you can say, or you can also say the hotspot power reduce. So that we will we will basically able to use even other label or the other models more extent up to greater extent, so that can be easily be done. And then you can also the graph is there between
Hello, sir.
minutes. Yes, sir.
Karthikesh, sir.
Yes, sir.
The current slide is battery module thermal management, right?
No, battery model and the pack, thermal abuse and runaway mitigation.
No, sir. Actually, that slide is not visible. I think Amit Kumar sir meant that same. Amit sir, I think you meant the same. Yes. It's like overlapping. Both the slides are overlapping.
Okay, let me reshare, sir.
Yes.
Okay, or otherwise I will change the internet connection also.
Sure,
Okay,
sure, sir.
so
Yes.
uh, okay, sir, can you confirm like that slide is battery model and the pack?
It is loading, sir. Yeah, now it is fine. Now it is visible. Yes.
Okay, battery model and the pack. Okay. What we have designed, like from the sale, first we have designed the sale, and then we have designed the model, and after designing the model we are basically doing the thermal abuse and the and how to do the runaway mitigation part. At the starting, when we analyzed our designed, what we got basically a more heated and the hotspot occur in our battery. So we have to design the perfect heat sink for that. And when we have designed the perfect heat sink, we can able to use that battery up to certain more range. The range of the battery will be increased. So by using that, you can always get only one heat more part will be heated for the particular period of time. And then you can see here a bad runaway is there, and in that you will get a different values. So that will basically create a, and situation will be very bad when accident happen or your battery will started get fired. So one video is also viral on that, like for the 2-minute video is there, and so in that battery is getted heated and then battery will be started and the battery catch the fire. So that part we have to design it perfectly when we are going for finally selecting our designing or finally selecting our model design. So after that, the next thing, this means thermal runaways happen. Now we have to cool our whole system. So how to design that cooling system? So, and what type of material you will use for cooling system? Like first we will select the air cooled system for our battery pack thermal management, and then we will look into the how we will add the air and liquid cooled system. So in that air cooled system, we basically have to how answers will basically help you. Like we have a model, we will only select a single cell, and then we will that characteristics will be used, and then we just connected that whole cell with the in a series and parallel combination, and then we will send that to the thermal coupled model. And that thermal coupled model will basically, why we are doing this, we are basically making the electrical equivalent modeling of our battery. So this will basically give a fast result when we will do the simulation. So and after that we will easily able to design like air cool system, we will get a certain level of temperature range. And we can also use for the liquid cool system, the same thing we have to use, but here the next we only have to use the liquid. Which type of liquid we basically want to use it for cooling our battery? Like if you have a battery pack like this and you are getting a hot spot here, so if you remove that hot spot, if you remove that part, so then these whole cell, the other cells that is not getting more heated, so you can use up to more extent to that. So this is the very important when we are, and this will also decide what and this will also decide your SOC state of the charge and the state of the health of the battery. And then we basically have to do the structural and doing the durability and the safety test of the battery, and for the safety test we basically use the nail penetration test. So that nail penetration test will basically give you information how much it will be penetrated if crash happen or any accident happen, what was the impact it will get when crash crash happen to the battery. So and so this will basically provides and safety to the whole system. And the next you can see we have a EMI and EMC appliance. So in EMI or EMC appliance you will get information like how to minimize the cost and the time that is uh, consumed by the EMI EMC compliance testing, so that will be reduced. Like we have a battery and the AC cable is connected, and so and we have a motor with the inverter part, so this will basically create a noise, and that noise will not affect the our battery and the battery management system performance. So that they will be easily detected using the EMI EMC, and then we will basically early detect and early mitigate this. And you can easily able to design the filter using the ANSYS. You can also basically this will also reduce the overall cost of the system. And now we have a battery management system. We have designed the battery perfectly. You have designed the battery perfectly. Now what we have to do, we have to basically use that battery according to our requirement. Like sometime it we required a lot more power, sometime we required less. So that should be in the control of battery management system. Like we have a model based system there, SCADA architecture, and you can also, we have a model based software in the SCADA suite and the SCADA display. You will get the information about the state of the charge of the battery and the state of the health of the battery. And after whole designing of the battery management system, you can also do the optimization test for that. Like some optimization, you can also say sometime at the hilly area, if your home or the if we are going for the hilly area, so then that required a more power because of that gradient. And then regenerative braking should be present in the motor, so that regenerative braking will sometimes charge the battery when we are going down from the hill to the plane. So that time so it required power from the motor to the motor work as a generator, and then we can feed that power to the charging of the battery. So that should be also a important factor when we are finally designing our battery management system. Like two-way communication should be there, and this will basically increase your 2x time, increase the time to the market, and because you can easily able to early detect the flaws that is present, and high quality codes and the improved long term maintenance should be there. So and that whole system will be in comply with the safety standard present in ISO 26262. So and so we will have not to worry about finally selecting and finally doing the designing. And when we have designed the our battery management system and we have designed the battery, now we have to connect both these. And after connecting, we have to do the thermal ROM and the model pack ECM. So that will basically we have a battery, and what we are doing, we are making a model of that battery module and the pack system, and then we are giving the transient and going from both direction, we can easily able to check like maximum allow limit current is there, and if that part it is going more than that, like how to reduce that part, and how to mitigate that range of the current which is not suited for our battery. So we have to design the controller according to that problem, uh, and reducing that and removing that part of the current that is not allowed. And then we have to integrate that overall battery and the battery management system with the motor part, like internal permanent magnet motor is there, and this is the efficiency curve, so we will discuss this later on. And then now we have a cascade system, like we have a power source as a battery, and then we are using the SCADA controller is there, and the power electronics and the power cables are there, and we have connected it, and then we are checking our battery performance is working fine or not. So this will basically help you like integrated, and then you can say what type of component behavior at that particular time, and how accurate to the if I will use it as a closed loop system and closed loop simulation, if I will do the co-simulation, what was the performance. So it will also able to help you like a trade-off analysis between the software and the hardware response you will get. And these are the products. ANSYS product basically help you before going to that designing of like I will also tell you, like we have a impact, and for the drop test we have a ANSYS LS Dyna is there. And then we will go for machine designing and the development part. So in that machine design and the development, the first thing what we basically required is to design our machine such that it will basically improve our power density and the energy efficiency. Operational life of the battery should be more, and operational life of the electrical machines should be more. So these overall things we have to be considered before going for designing. And like what was the size available for us before going in an electric vehicle. And if you have an electric truck and you are designing electric truck, then the size is not a big issue there. But if you are designing your electric vehicle for the like a small car, and the you are basically creating a small bike, for that you are basically using the machine, then size is also a constraint, and the weight of the machine is also a second constraint before designing and before going to that we have to meet this design requirement. And the safety is also an important factor, and how to control it. So that is also an important thing and important goal according to the customer point of view or OEM design point of view. And we basically, for that we required a electrical machine design team, electromagnetism design, and the advanced magnetics. And you also required a thermal team, mechanical team, and the for the control, and the software team for the final designing, like doing the NVH, noise vibration analysis, and the structural analysis for our machine. So main concept before going to designing is how to meet the torque, power, and the packaging requirement, and how to create a more efficient motor. So, and what was the benefit I will get it like more optimized. And so for that you can require the optimized machine. And for that ANSYS will basically provide a ANSYS MotorCAD is there, so you can easily able to design your machine like e-magnetism and the thermal, mechanical, and the lab. So I will also show you like how you can design this part, like how you can design your machine according to your requirement, how you can change the material of the stator and the rotor. So, and how to do that FEA simulation in the machine. So, and then we can do the multi-physics analysis. Like we have a e-magnetism, and and after the magnetism you require a thermal performance, you require a efficiency map and the performance. So these things are you can easily do using the ANSYS MotorCAD. And then how to select the magnetic analysis, or the stator or the rotor, and the material for the stator and rotor, and how to make such that the cost will be overall reduced for that. And so these things we have to be considered when finally doing the analysis and finally designing our machine. Before finalizing, we basically required some datas and some reliable facts, that then we will go for hardware designing. So and like efficiency and the torque is very important thing. Before going to that, you can see here we have a efficiency map of the motor, if and how we can and that blue dots, you can see here that blue dots basically represent the driving cycle. So what was the performance of my motor when I will use that motor for that particular driving cycle. So, and then you can see like we have a experimental data, and that will basically accurately predict the electromagnetic performance which we got by using the simulation. So that the Magna Electronics is there, they are basically quoting that the validate simulation model lead to the investigation of reducing the permanent magnet size by 20%. Of the magnet size is reduced. So they are basically able to reduce the size of the permanent magnet. And now we can see the rare earth magnet which we are using in the machine will basically creating a many political and availability is also a problem, so that the size they will reduce. And you can also use switch reluctance motor, and you can where rare earth materials are not used, and you can also design and fabricate according to your requirement. And batteries, motors also required some cooling management or the thermal management system. So like oil spray cooling is there, and the lucid motor is basically a very good, they basically make their cooling systems like such that this will basically increase their efficiency of the motor by 12%. And what they have to, they will basically predict the temperature, and they will basically reduce that up to 3% margin of the error. And by using that, they are able to use that motor more efficiently. And after doing that, like you have designed your you are getting a perfect simulation result for the efficiency and the torque. The next thing is the go for noise and vibration and harness analysis. Like if you see it in the electric vehicle and if you will get a noise, so this will basically not good for the customer or the passenger comfort. So we also have to make a motor and make the electric vehicle silent. So for that you require to do the noise and vibration and harness analysis. So for that we basically designed our multi-body dynamics, and from the multi-body dynamics it will send to the sound quality, where we will do the psychoacoustic analysis and we will do the structural harmonic, and then given back to, and you will get a waterfall diagram like this. And that waterfall diagram where you will find the different colors, and you will set the noise, and you will also able to reduce that noise, like not to use that particular label. So and how to, and you can easily detect, if you will able to detect it like there, this part are not good for my electric vehicle, so you can also able to easily able to mitigate that, and you will also able to do the optimization. And now the next is the do the optimization. Like we have a multi-physics or co-simulation, like you have designed your motor and you have done the structural analysis, and you have done the in space claim, and then we have a OptiSlang for the optimization, and mechanical stress strain will be given to the OptiSlang, and Maxwell performance efficiency map will be given to the, and then fluent thermal management and design validation will be given to the Maxwell, and from Maxwell we can optimize it. So this will give you benefit, like you will increase your motor efficiency up to 2%, you will able to reduce the overall weight of the machine up to 10%, and you will also make your like if you are using permanent magnet, so that magnet uh, uses will be also, or the size will also reduce, and you will able to make your machine to run quieter, and this will basically reduce your overall timing, because before going to that hardware you required some simulation and you required some results that will basically validate your idea behind designing your electric vehicle. And after you have designed the machine, now we have to control it. So for controlling, ANSYS twin builder is present there, where you can do the multi physics, and you can connect one physics with the other another, like you have designed your machine in ANSYS Maxwell, and then lookup table generation, and then you have extraction, and next you will go even back to the data table is there, and that will be connected. So inverter is there, and now you have connected it with the machine, and then you can analyze what type of behavior of the power electronics devices which you have connected, you are getting it. And that these are the list of the softwares. This will basically help you in designing and development of electrical machine. And then we have a power electronics devices for design and so for that power electronics devices also have to check what was the thermal derating, what is the noise it is producing, and what was the overall voltage, and the provide a overall voltage protection and the overall current protection, and how to increase the power density and the lifetime of the overall system. So these things will be taken care by the power electronics. And this will basically require a electrical team for designing of the circuit, and the mechanical team for the reliability, and the software team for the detection of the flaws that is present in the and the magnetic and the thermal team for doing the magnetic analysis and the thermal management, and the how to get the master EMC certification to meet the standard. So these are the team basically required for the power electronics design and development. And we have a circuit like optimized system and the circuit design. In that you can easily able to design the high and increase efficiency, like you have an inverter and your DC-DC converter. So how to get the result, like if DC-DC boost converter is there, and you are basically want to make that in a closed loop or run in a closed loop label, and make the reference up to any like your sometime your motor require motor required 310 volt, and other component that is connected with that battery required 12 volt. So that thing will be able to controlled by the power electronics devices to maintain the level of the accuracy that depend when it is needed. So that much supply will be given from the battery to the motor, or from the battery to the component that is connected. So that that is the main work of the power electronics. And the power electronics devices itself consists some noises and harmonics contain in that. So we also have to design certain filters to remove that harmonics that is present on that. And you can also able to reduce the failure that is due to the thermal stress. So these things can be easily designed, and you can able by using the reduce order modeling ROM, you can easily get your result very fast. So what this will do, this will basically reduce your whole model, whole hardware information model into a simple simulation. And then that reduced model can be directly used, and then you can do the co-simulation, like you have designed the machine, you have designed the motors, you can connect it with the power electronics devices and check the behavior of the power electronics devices or the component, like skin effect and the proximity effect can be comes under this. And after designing and after doing that analysis, the next we have a enhanced thermal performance. Like you can see here, we have a IGBT is there, and we have a hotspot created here. So if you remove that hotspot, like any other whole system, you are getting only this hotspot in this part. So if you remove that hotspot, you are easily able to use that whole system up to certain more level of that energy can be used it. The winding and the core loss prediction can be easily done, and you can also design able to detect the hotspot present, and you can also increase the thermal life of the component that you are using it. So we have designed the power electronics devices. The next what we have to do, we basically have to do the detection flow requirement design and testing. And then we basically required, so for that we will do like how to control that devices. We have a power electronics devices, we have a supply of the battery, we have a machine connected. Now we have to control it. So for that we basically have an ANSYS SCADA is there. So that will basically make you and help you creating a virtual prototyping of the hardware. Like all information should be written in the code, and that code will be used. And that code can be used, like this one is for creating a pulse. So you can also use that for creating the inverter pulse to switch on and switch off the IGBT or the MOSFET that is connected on that. And the next we have we can do the EMC certification. Like you can see here, our radiant noise prediction is there, and that will easily able to detect. And we can, if you detect it early, you can easily able to mitigate that. And you can also find the weak point localization can be easily determined, and this will also reduce your time and the cost up to 20 to 40%. And then you can do the the whole power electronics device and the component selection is over. And now you will connect that component in a PCB. So there you have to do the PCB reliability test, like lifetime prediction of the test of the battery, lifetime prediction of the component which you are using it. So that you can easily do using this software. Or for example, if you consider it like we have uh, we also use a laptop or the mobiles, but there you can see you can see some connection is made by using the like soldering iron is used. And but the life of the component is 20 year. But when you solder it with the not good material used in soldering, or making the solder, so what this will create a problem, that solder will deteriorate e- after the use of 1 year or 2 years. So that also a research topic right nowadays. People are basically working on it, like how to improve that performance. Because of that, the whole mobile or the whole laptop, you cannot use it. Like whole electric vehicle will be not used for the after 2 year or 3 year. We have to go for, and we have to check if we are getting error or not. So that we also have to do the lifetime prediction of the PCBs. And the next, we have a list like power electronics devices are there, and like power electronics, we required ANSYS Twin Builder, ANSYS Maxwell, Simplorer, and for the lifting, you required ANSYS Mechanical, and for system performance, you required Maxwell and the ANSYS Twin Builder. So these are the list here, that products that product are basically used one or another, like designing a battery also. We are using ANSYS OptiSlang and the other software, and designing the power electronics in the machine also we required the same thing, like ANSYS ICE package for designing the heat sink for the battery, heat sink for the motor, and the heat sink for the power electronics devices. And then we have a system integration part, like we have selected the power electronics component, we have selected the subsystem for the electrical, now we have connected. So there you will find the third party ecosystem is also there, like MATLAB and Simulink and the GT software is. So you can give the information, and you can take out the information from the answers to the third party ecosystem. And you can do the like we have a battery and the battery management system, inverter, and the electrical machine and the gearbox. So that component, and we are integrating that component as a powertrain. So this will basically help you, like architectural definition is there, like battery, for the battery fuel cell library, liquid cooling library, and the heat exchange library, and the vehicle library are there. So they are connected with each other, and you only have to change if you want to change the machine. So you only have to change the machine, and other component can be used it as it is, and you can also use that template of designed model. And we have a model and the multi-level modeling libraries are there. So you can also use that function is there, or the management like design of experiments. So the and the valid 3D physics models are present, so that can be directly we can connect it, and we can validate value, and the validation can be easily done. So this will basically speed up your whole process of designing of EV. And then we have a system integration part, like we have a power source, we have power electronics, we have designed it. Now we have a traction motor, PMSM or the BLDC or any other motor. So and then the feedback control using the embedded control is there, so we can connect it and we can use it. So now we have like you have designed your overall system. Now you required some certification, like acceleration of value and the validation. So this will basically provides you embedded software, and that software will provides you a code. So you just have to write less code, and end-to-end design and the V&V workflow will be increase, and you can also do the able to do the world-class best in class performance for the target source. You can do the calibration and the measurement support. You can also use that software, so reusability, maintainability, and the efficiency of the overall system will be increased. And then we have you will also get the functional safety for that, like ISO 20262. So these are the standard and the regulation AUTOSAR. So these are the standard and the regulation are there. So that designed in the answers will basically provides you, and this will basically give you a automated document generation option is there, ADG. So that will basically provides you a specific templates. And then you can also able to easy reuse of the existing project that you will got it in the result. You can also use the single source of information, and this will basically give you benefit, like you will able to your effort will basically able to increase, and ready to go from designing to marketing will the time will also reduced, and overall additional cost is also less. Like if you directly go for hardware designing and you will not get the result up to the mark, then you have to redesign your hardware system, so that will also cost you that before that component cannot be used. So here if you designed it, you can also use it. And so these are the powertrain system integration. Like I have already told you, ANSYS Twin Builder are already connected and ANSYS Maxwell is already in use. So these are the like we have electrification part. In that we have designed the component, we have designed the simulation, and we have designed the overall system, and we have done the validation and the data, and we can do the looping also, FPGA software, and then data exchange can be easily done. And these are the overall system and the ANSYS product that is required for the designing of EV labs, for the controlling, for the battery and the electrical machine, power electronics, and the system engineering and the functional safety. So, and these are the categorized research area. I have basically categorized it according to my knowledge. So you can also
Chica, chica.
these are the research area which I have categorized it. Like for the electrical machine, you can design the motor new topology. You can also provide the reliability and the functional safety to, and how to design the controller for the motor control, and do the motor thermal and the noise vibration analysis. And like I have told you, we can do redesigning of our motor for the regenerative braking. Like if you are running your vehicle at the hilly area, so coming up to the hill it required if 100x amount of power, so coming down it also required so that coming down when it is work as a, that motor will work as a generator. So if you have a efficiency of regenerative braking efficiency of the 0.3 30% if you consider it, so this means you are losing 70% of your energy in climbing up, in climbing down. So if you hypothetically, if you consider it, your efficiency is 100% for the regenerative braking, then you will not cost that cost will also, like if you this will help you in making more mileage. Like kitna deti hai performance will also increase, like mileage will increase for that particular going up and going down if you increase the regenerative braking efficiency. And this will also make you highly able to design the high efficient machine. And for the battery pack, you can study the what material as a battery I am using, and how I can design or use that material or replace that battery material. And you can also do analysis in the battery management system, how efficiently I have designed we have to design that battery management system too, that will basically control the flow of the battery from battery to motor, or from, and at the time of regenerative, how so that bi-directional system should be worked, like charging and discharging cycle should be there. And then we have power electronics devices. In that we have to how to mitigate the switch losses that is present, how to reduce the number of switches that we are using. Like number of switches will increase, the number of switches losses will also increase. So we have to take care of that also. If you use number of switches, and how to reduce that noise due to that EMI, EMC, and what was the reliability of the component which I am using. So that also we have to do the research, and we can also do the analysis on it. And finally, combining all three, we have a system integration, and we can do the co-simulation. Like if I am getting, I have designed a such a machine and I am getting the more efficiency, but that will face this fail when we do the stress and strain analysis. So we also have to look into that, and they will fail the thermal part, so that we also have to look into that. So co-simulation of the techniques for the machine, battery, and the power electronics, and the whole overall system should be a part of research area. And the safety for the overall system and the controlling, like for the battery, one more thing, one more research area I would like to add, like wireless charging for the battery. Like we have and we have also seen there are many startups and the company that are basically focused on battery swiping. So like if you are standing in a queue and your battery will basically take nearly 30 minutes to full charge. So this means nobody is going to wait for that long period. So for that we required a fast charger, and we also required a battery swapping system should be present at that charging station. So this will basically reduce our timing of the charging. And these are the Lucid, our one of the customers. So they are basically increase their efficiency by doing the perfectly designing part of the motor. And these are the ANSYS innovative courses are there. So this will basically design for the students. So before going to that, I will let me share my screen to show you how we can design a machine in ANSYS. So so I will I will select first internal permanent magnet motor. Okay, like you can see here, is my motor CAD screen is visible? Please confirm, anyone?
Yes, yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay, thank you, sir. We
Yes, visible.
just okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. What we basically have to do, we basically have to select the motor type first. Like I have selected the brushless permanent magnet motor, and this is the surface type, but I will do the internal permanent magnet motor design. So before doing that, we just have to select the topology. Like for designing the machine, I have selected the brushless permanent magnet. So let's click on that. So it will and you can also select induction motor and the switch reluctance motor and the permanent magnet DC, and these are the options available there. So you can also click on the that, and then we have to what type of physics we are basically interested in, like magnetic analysis, thermal analysis, and the lab and the mechanical analysis. So so I will little bit fast forward this process. In that we just have to click on the geometry, and then if you click on the geometry, you can get the slot type and the stator duct type, and there you can see the slot number. If I will change the slot number to 18 to 48, it will shown you as a green color. This means this is the indication like I have changed this slot number. And you can also set the similarly you can also set the stator laminator diameter and the stator bore and tooth width and the slot and the tooth tip angle. So these things you can easily change. Like I will go for a rotor type. In that rotor type, I will go for interior V shape. So I will select that interior V shape, and then I will select the magnet layer. Presently it is L1 only. So if you increase the number of layer of magnet L1, L2, L3, so this will also increase. And you can also change the V angle. So this, and you can do the analysis like changing the V angle also make your motor to more efficient. So you have to check from where to where I'm getting the more efficiency in my motor, and how I will or increase our efficiency. So that also you can do it by changing, and you can doing the sensitivity analysis present as a optimization. We have to set the parameters there only. So like set the shaft diameter, and now this is the aerial view of the motor. Set the motor length, stator length, and then set the in winding overhang. F is for front and the rear end, and this is the 3D model part. And in that if you click on that, you can see only that part for magnet lamination, winding. So, and you can also save your result, or you can also export your result in ANSYS design modeler or ANSYS electronics desktop for designing your motor in the Maxwell part. So we have designed that. Now we will go for winding part. In that winding part, we have options like automatic and the custom. So in that automatic, if you click on that automatic, it will automatically give you phase, number of turn, through, parallel path, and the winding layers. So you can also change it according to your requirement. Or if you go to that custom, you will get options like add coil, remove coil, and the copy from the phase one. So like if you can easily able to change this and then redesign your winding. Like you can see, this is the harmonics and this is the mechanical harmonic, and you can also see the electrical harmonic factors. And after checking that, you can also reduce it there itself only. And the next we have a winding definition. In that you can select the coil type, winding definition type, and you can set the diameters also. You can set the conductor separation. You can see the number of strand in hand. So 18 a number of strand in hand will basically give you a conductor per slot 108. And the next you can also set the material of the like the material we are using here is the weight of the overall overall brushless permanent interior permanent magnet motor is 35.22. So you can also change the material here, and this will basically reflect you as a weight. Like you can change the material, you can also change. Okay, so next after changing this, we just go for efficiency mapping. So now our motor is designed. Now we will do the efficiency mapping test of our motor. So for that only, we just have to click on the model and then click on the lab. Give you information and like how to set the saturation model and the machine parameters. So these things we can easily set. Like if you click on the model build, and there you will have options like model option and the loss. So first you can select the like saturation single step will basically give you fast simulation result. And if you click on the saturation model full cycle will basically reduce the time, increase the timing of the simulation. Like you can also change the maximum speed of the motor to, like I have set it to 10,000. You can set the maximum current, and then you have to click on the build model. So this build model will be give you information like saturation and the method is there. And then we have to set the DC bus voltage for the our BLDC. So we will set it, we will set the maximum modulation for the inverter as a 1, and I have selected as a operating mode as a motor, and the maximum control strategy to the maximum torque per ampere. So these are the things we can change it. And we have right now interested in maximum torque per speed curve. So I have selected it. When we will go for efficiency mapping, we will directly click on the efficiency map and it will generate a efficiency map. So this is the shaft torque per speed, shaft torque in Newton meter, speed in RPM. So this is the maximum we are getting it. So you for the, if you click on the points, you will, the X and the Y coordinate will be visible, and you can also change it to the shaft power, the maximum power you are getting it. And the next we will do the so we will click on the full cycle, and then we will click on the build, and now we will do the FEM mapping. So after doing that, we'll fast forward this. Now we have to set the, in electromagnetics, we have to set the parameters value like speed, we have to set the step in which we want result. So, and then we have to click on the calculate e-magnetic performance. So this will and and then we will put the driving cycle on that. So just we have to set the losses. So we will set the loss as a frictional loss 50 and the frictional loss exponential as a 1, and then reference speed. Then we will click on the efficiency map and then a smooth curve. And next, these things are already set as a speed is to 10,000 and the step to 500 and the number of increment for the current. And then we have to click on the calculate E-magnetic performance. So this will give you a result for the motor. You will get a result like this. If you select the motor and generator, you will get a result like first half and the second half also, first quadrant and the fourth quadrant. And we are getting a result for the shaft torque versus speed. And you can also change it to the shaft power. So this is the result for the shaft power. And then we will do the we can also able to put your simulation of the driving cycle on that. So go to that calculation and then click on the duty cycle, and in that duty cycle we have two options. Sorry, we have two options like custom duty cycle and the automotive duty cycle. In that automotive duty cycle, we will select the US 06. We have Japan also, and we also put our driving cycle if you required for the custom duty cycle. Then we can we have to set the what was the weight and the mass of the vehicle. So before going to that, we have thermal transient coupling and then duty cycle data. So like I change it to the electrical model and the weight to 1521 and change the rolling resistance coefficient and change the drag coefficient, and then click on the duty cycle performance. Sorry. Okay, so this will give you a result like this is the driving cycle for the motor which we are using it, and this is the shaft torque versus time. Now we will also see the power versus time. Shaft power versus time. So if you click on the analysis, you will get the average efficiency is 95.24 for that particular operation. This is the energy input. Motoring operation 75 and the generating operation is 0.2, 25. And then we have to go calculation. Now we will select it as a motor and generator both mode. And then click on the efficiency map is already selected. So click on the calculate E-magnetic performance. And you will get a result for both half, like for the motoring and for the generating also. And now we have to click on the show driving cycle. So if you click on that show driving cycle part, the blue dots, that blue dots are basically your driving cycle, which we have selected as the US 06. So and okay, so the next you can go to operating point and we will check for that particular operating point what was the performance. Like for that particular speed and the torque, what was the efficiency, what was the losses, I will get it. So I will set it, I will set the speed as a 6000 RPM and the torque as a 160, and then I will click on the definition as a torque and then click on the calculate operating points. So you can see we have a shaft speed at 6000, we have a torque 160, which these two parameters we have set, and efficiency for that particular operating point is 96. And these are the losses present here, like iron loss, magnet loss, mechanical loss, windage loss, frictional loss. So for the magnet losses, where we have to do, we can easily do the lamination of the magnet, or other things we have to change it. Like we have already set the friction loss to the 30 watts, so we can also design accordingly. And like magnet torque is also there. So these are the parameter you will get for that particular operating point of the speed and the torque. Accordingly we can design, or we can easily able to calculate any motor if you want to design it. So you can design it accordingly. And the next I will show you this is the twin builder. So and how it will look when you are when you select the inverter part. So and how it's look like when you design your inverter in this answers. So first this is the design of the normal single switch. In that switch we have fed the information about the junction temperature and the junction power and the IGBT, IC and the VC. And next after putting that all information of the temperature, thermal in that switch, we will connect it that switch as a inverter. Like we will create the whole system of the inverter. So it's look like this, like you have connected AC supply there, and then a rectifier system is there, and then we have a DC, and now we are using that IGBT switches are there, and that IGBT switches are also fed with the information of the temperature limit and what was the range of the temperature they are able to achieve it. So these information are already fed in that. So so if you click on the analyze, so okay. So if you analyzed it, you will get a result for the junction temperature, and you will get the result for the label of label of the temperature it will reach. So it will take some time. And until this will take some time, we will basically go like what answer in that answer software, what you will more to do except designing the electrification which we have shown in this presentation. We can also able to design the electrical machine, and we can also able to design our whole drive system for the electrical machine. So like machine is created, now we have to drive it according to the point of the driver, and we have to also require the power electronics devices and the cooling of that power electronics devices, and we require a transformer, and we can have electronics transformer are there, and how to provide the cooling tank and the cooling system for the transformer. So these things can be easily designed, and you can also design the using that simpler we can do the analysis like wireless charging and the other things we can easily able to design. And you can also able to design the actuator and the solenoids, and then do the optimization of that. And we can also able to use sensor to detect the position of the rotor, like Hall sensor. You can also design the variable reluctance sensor, so and ED current flow detection. So these things can be easily done. We have a twin builder whole system is there, and we already connected that with the FEM modeling to the system simulation, and then we use, and you can also detect it. And you can also use the bus bar for the power electronics applications, like more red color is there, so this will basically create a hotspot. So for that we can easily able to design our whole system power electronics application. We are basically able to design it. And you can also design the biomedical application. In that you will do the wireless power transfer, like some component is inserted inside the person, and you have to charge that. So you cannot do surgery all the time, and for that you require a wireless charger. So this will basically charge it. And you can also design the you can also design like human body model and do the electrical. You can also do the thermal modeling of the human body, and you can also able to conduct the EMI and the electrification part, which we already done. So next we will check is that simulation is over or not. Okay. It will take some time. So if you have any Q&A, so I'm open for that. So let this system to run. Let me reopen this software. Right now it is not. So you can see here we have a whole system, and that system will basically having a driver, and that is connected with a battery, and the battery will be shown as a state of charge, and that battery will discharge for that for running for the full simulation. And then we have a motor controller, and that motor controller we have a motor, and then motor is connected with the wheels. And then if you analyze data, and we are putting the driver cycle of that driving cycle which we have already seen, like US06. So that driving cycle we will use it, and then we will check what was the result we are getting it. And you can also do the we have a RM expert model of the design, like you have a RM expert model, and in their permanent magnet you can easily able to design it. Like, so this will basically take time. And the next I will show you. So if we have already you can easily able to design your motor, like induction motor. So okay, so this one is induction motor. Like we have designed our brushless motor. Now if you click on that from brushless to induction motor, so you will click on that, and then we will have to do the same analysis which we have done for the BLDC. The same method we basically have to we have the same process we have to follow for doing the analysis, like changing the stator lamination and changing the inner addition, and then save our model. And this is the 3D model. So we, and then we can also export it, and we can do the same analysis, like sending the winding. You can also set the windings, and you can do the harmonic analysis. And this is the winding definition, like what was the diameter. You can also set the material of the induction machine, stator and the rotor. And then you can see the weight of your overall machine. And then we have to set what type of operation you are want, like inverter fade or supply definition and the DC bus voltage. So these are the thing you can do for the designing of your electrical machine for the electric vehicle, or any other machine you want for the any other designing. Select the efficiency map and click on that, and this will basically create your efficiency map like this, like we have already shown for our BLDC, internal permanent magnet BLDC machine. The same you will also do in that part, like put the driving cycle and put the vehicle information. The same driving cycle we will use it for the other, and you can see the efficiency map of that. And then you can check the total losses and for the particular speed and the torque, like 6500 speed and the torque is 370, what was the efficiency, and what was the e-magnetic analysis. So these can be easily done and easily seen before going for finally designing our machine. So I am open for Q&A if you have any question. So Okay, we have a question like, can we use the student version of analysis to analyze the EV component? Yes, sir. We can, up to certain extent we can able to use that, but that the student version does not contain the ANSYS MotorCAD. So for that, like I have already shown you, we can design it in ANSYS. Maxwell is there, and then you can easily able to implement it. Now you can see here, like we have a reference velocity. Like this is the driving cycle which I have already shown you. We are using US06 and that driving cycle, and that is the tracking of the motor using PI controller is there. And the next we have a state of the battery, like state of the charge of the battery, and that battery is started from 0.7, like 70% to the 30 for that particular driving cycle. It is reducing the charge from the 70% to 30%. So if you have any query related to like how to write a proposal for the startup, or if you have any query related to that, like how to start a project and how to move forward from scratch to pro. So and how to do analysis and going for that, like not EV, you can also in that EV you can also add renewable energy, like how to charge your battery using solar and how to charge your battery using wind energy. So that also you can design it, and we also have we can also propose that like for the designing or the doing the development part.
Yes. Uh, so Kartikesh sir,
Yes sir.
what options like as a startup, how since we are all faculties, how we can
Uh-huh.
motivate students to come up with some idea in this
Yes
EV
sir, yes sir,
sector
yes sir.
and
Basically students when they will basically they have the ideas, and when they are going through the market, so they will not get proper fund at that particular time. Right now you can also see the SERB power project is also
sir,
going
yeah,
serve power only for the right now, it is only for the women
women.
women entrepreneur, and if they are interested, so there is a level 1 and level 2, like level 1 is 60 lakh grant for the level 1 colleges like NITs, IITs, and the level 2 grant is also there for the state colleges and the other private colleges. So they can apply it and then get a fund, first thing. And the second is there is a startup program going on, I have already applied it. Right now I am as you told, one incubation center is at IIT. I am basically working for that, and I also have two more proposals which
Very good,
I have
very good, sir.
submitted it in the IIT also, and one more is for the Chunauti 2.0. So you can also search that startup web page is there, yeah, and that is basically for the government of India. So you will get notification. Like right now, I am remembering we have a startup. Right now, it's only for the person with disabilities and something like that is right going on, and the date is nearly 15th of October. So,
Okay.
okay. So if you people have any idea related to that, the student can easily able to use it. Person with disabilities can't able to there are many problems related to them, and you just have to come up with the solution, and you have to create at least 10 page of the slide one by one, like how you will proceed it to provide the solution for them. So only one presentation would be there, and after completing that presentation you will able to get a space in IITs or NITs or any other places, and then
Incubation centers.
incubation centers, and then you will proceed further, and then this will basically beneficial for the students, they will one they will get the early exposure to the outside
Yes.
environment. If you want, I will also share that links in the mail. So if you
Sure,
connect,
sure, sir.
okay. If anything is required from my part, like if you want, like many times people will think that proposal will work or not. Sometimes they will think like how to write the proposal, like how to fill the forms. Sometimes they will get a problems like that, like I am an individual, can I do the and can I apply it? And there are many programs related to only company related. Sometimes you basically have to form a company, and sometimes you can apply it as individual, and they will give you a 3 month time to make your and then combine it as a company. So you can register it within that 3 month.
Good, sir. You have a very good experience in setting up this startup in the CV domain. So any of our participants would like to know more about how to set up the startup and how to apply for funding, so definitely you can contact Mr. Kartikesh sir. So
And for motivation also, they can contact with me. Like
Yes,
at the
yes.
time, at the early stage na, there are many problems, so people have to be motivated. First
Mhm.
thing is very clear, like why we are doing this, so that goal should be a very or a goal
Clear.
oriented. You have to make your ideas.
So I think Kartikesh sir can validate the ideas what you or your students has, whether it is practically applicable or is it possible to develop an MVP, that is the minimum viable product, and bring it to the market. I think that is where Kartikesh sir can help, and even if possible, collaborations are also acceptable,
Yes, sir.
right?
Like presently, we also required some students for my company, which is basically working at IIT. So
Hmm.
that incubation, we also required some students. So we will also do that hiring
Sure.
process.
Sure. I think we have in our audience many professors under whom either PG or research scholars are enrolled. So definitely they can contact Kartikesh sir for innovative projects. And I think this part of bringing the research into an entrepreneurship or the startup ecosystem, that is where the challenge is. And right, sir, Kartik sir?
Yes, sir. First, I have done my I had worked as an assistant professor at Central University of Jharkhand, and after doing that, I joined as a JRF. And when I am doing my JRF project, like my project is from solar to BLDC motor to run that motor for the irrigation system, I just one thought come to my mind: why cannot I go for this topic to the next level? Like using some IoTs or using something that will basically less work for the farmers. So how can we do that? Like how can we integrate that smart technology with the ruler system? So
Correct.
so that was the thing where I started.
Very interesting, sir. Very interesting. So you started from IoT for agricultural applications, and today you are an expert in EV. So that's a very interesting journey.
Sir,
Good, 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 sir. If any questions are not there, then we can end the session. I think this session is uh, okay. Ashu Yadav, okay. We will share the feedback link at the end of this session again. Okay. So yeah, coming back to the topic of discussion, I think this session is it's very practical oriented and hands-on based session, right? So ANSYS has got very good tools for to do the analysis, and I wanted this tool exposure to be there for the participants, and I hope participants got some value added to their knowledge of EV. Thank you, Ganesh sir. Kartikesh sir, Ganesh sir is telling it is very knowledgeable session.
okay, thank you, sir. And if you want some more session related to like designing of the motor only, so we
Yes.
will arrange it, and we will also see how step by step process involved in that designing of EVs and the power electronics devices.
Yeah, definitely, sir. This 5 days FTP was on elementary level. Now
Yes, sir.
we are planning for advanced FDP as well on electric vehicles, where we will go in depth into the individual component.
Okay,
So
that is
definitely,
that will basically give your student age from the other students that are present outside, because
yes.
right now na, people are basically interested in controlling the machine by talking. They
Hmm.
can so advanced level we just have to focus on,
Voice
like you can
recognition.
voice recognition. And like you can see now, and right now one news is came for 4 seconds, Ola is selling their bike like a hot cake.
Yeah.
So that
Yes.
that we also have to look into that for the electrical person. Basically there
Yes.
have lot of scope to do the research.
Yes. Great, sir. Really, it was nice interacting with you. You presented, I think, you covered a lot of area in minimum time. And,
Yes, sir. I have
should
to
really
basically
appreciate
fast
it.
forward it basically.
Yes, yes. Good, good. Very good, sir. Thank you very much for being part of this FDP on electric vehicles. On behalf of all the participants, I'm thanking you. Right. So,
Okay. Thank you, sir.
yes.
And if you need anything, any help related to even hardware, software, or anything related to power electronics, if any participant basically want to discuss anything related to electrical, the power electronics and the electrical machine, they can directly contact me.
Sure, 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 sir. So we will enter into the photo session. So this, all of you, please, I request you to switch on the camera, and we will take one nice snapshot. Karthikesh sir, you can stop the presentation.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay. Participants, please, if you possible, please switch on the camera. Okay. Okay. Thank you all. Thank you, Karthikesh sir. So
Thank
in
you
the
all the
next session,
participants.
that is tomorrow morning, we have Dr. Manjunath L from the Energy Institute. So he'll be talking about the impact testing of the batteries. So, and the second session tomorrow, we will be hosting Mrs. Nikita from SSERD. So that is, we are going to discuss about the electric propulsion in aerospace, to be specific. Right? So thank you all the participants. I hope you enjoyed today's sessions. Thank you all.
Thank you.